Hey everybody, Steven Rankin here with Whiskey. Today we have another Heaven Hill product. So this is Larceny Barrel Proof. Now Larceny is they're gonna have a regular offering that's gonna be a much cheaper bottle. This is their barrel proof version. So I actually do a flight with their 90 proof version in my beginning with bourbon flight because this is a wheater and this is usually the wheat that I pick for that flight. So Larceny is the same mash bill as Old Fitzgerald. Have you ever seen Old Fitzgerald? So that's a super allocated bottle that you will never get your hands on unless you go stand in line for 5 or 6 hours at Heaven Hill or you know somebody at a liquor store. They just actually released, Old Fitzgerald released their 7-year bottle and bond, which is a little more readily available, but it's 7 years old. Most Old Fitzes are 10, 14, 16, 18 years old. Larceny is same mash bill. So little backstory, really cool story with Larceny and Old Fitzgerald. This kind of ties into the bottle and bond flight. When bottle and bond was going on, one of the requirements for bottle and bond was that you had to have a government agent on your grounds at all time that had the keys to all your rick houses because it was monitored by the government. So you couldn't, cut things and you couldn't add different ingredients and stuff like that, right? It's monitored by the government. One of those government agents was named Fitzgerald. His last name was Fitzgerald. He had the keys to all the rick houses and he had the night shift. So he would gladly help himself to some of the barrels of whiskey while he was making his rounds during the night. Heaven Hill, the place that he was at, came to see that all of their best barrels, all of their best tasting barrels were always slightly emptier. They were always lower in quantity because John Fitzgerald had been sampling those barrels over the years, so obviously they're lowering in level, right? So they named 2 brands after John Fitzgerald. Their bottle and bond is gonna be Old Fitzgerald. Their kind of lower offering is gonna be just Larceny, right? So Larceny kind of goes in with the criminal activity, stuff like that, right? So really cool story with that. That's why you'll see like the keyhole on the bottle. It's all related to that. So sampling right now, this is 125.4 proof. Mash bill is 68 corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. And there's gonna be about 6 to 8 years old. Again, it's not gonna be an exact age statement. They're gonna be blending kind of around those years, right? So these are about 65 bucks, and for a barrel proof and a limited release, 65 bucks, that's great, right? So let's go with some specs. So on the color, I'm gonna get kind of a brown ale. So there's not very much red hue to this. This is gonna be more of a brown gold, dark gold brown color. So that brown ale is kind of coming through. Viscosity is pretty low on this as well. Again, barrel proof, really high barrel proof. So you're gonna have a little bit thicker on the glass there. Let's go to the nose. And honestly, I get this on a lot of wheats in general. I'm getting a cherry pie. Cherry pie kind of followed with like spicy, like dark caramel, but just like a really thick, dark, sugary caramel. And then on the palate, let's hit that real quick. I get that doughy, kind of spicy bread that you'll get with wheat sometimes. It's got sweetness to it, but you'll definitely get a lot of spice, probably because it's a lot hotter, right? A lot of spice and that bread, that kind of bread factory. So mouthfeel, we get a lot of pop rocks, so that this is popping off the tongue. It's very, very coating with the whole tongue, whole palate, and then finish, it's a pretty hard kick in the top of the chest. Now overall, like for the price, for it being barrel proof, for this being batches, it's limited, I would give this, I'm gonna go 74 with this. I'm gonna go 74 with this. I'm not a big wheater fan, to be honest. I'm more of just a regular bourbon and then a rye person. But for being a wheat, not my profile, barrel proof, 65 bucks, it's pretty good bottle, 74. So if you've seen this, pick it up, definitely pick it up, worth the habit, and let us know what bottle you want us to do next.